Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we are going to put some ink in a few of these fountain pens I picked up. I picked them up last year. I make it sound like it's been so long since I've shopped. No, this is like Black Friday. I've been a little obsessed with fountain pens because I've been using the disposable ones that I picked up and I loved it. And then everyone started telling me about these shark fountain pens. And then I saw these on Amazon for like $18 for this set of 12. This is the, is it medium or it's not, or fine? It's not the extra fine because there's like extra fine, either fine or medium. Then there's a feud nib. I think this is this is not the extra fine, so it's either fine or medium if there is such a thing, and it's not the feud nib. And so I've been thinking about what I want to put in these guys, and I realized I didn't have fountain pen ink. I have all these bottles of ink, but none of them are fountain pen ink. I have a bunch of liquid watercolors, I have India inks, I have a bunch of rando things that really aren't good for fountain pens. And as I started to Google, can I use this in fountain pens? Can I use that in fountain pens? I decided I was going to play it safe and use these 3 bottles of Dr. P.H. Martin Ocean fountain pen inks that I have. They are pigment-based fountain pen inks, but they are designed for fountain pens. So I'm like, rather be safe than sorry and ruin these beautiful, look how cute they are, and ruin them. I'm gonna use what's intended for these. So I think you can buy these open stock, like if you just want to try one pen. I think like Jet Pens and probably the Goulet Pen Company have them for around $4 or $5 a piece. So not very expensive in the world of fountain pens, and they're just so cute that yeah. I'm a self, what do I call it? I am a sucker for cute fountain pens. I'm a sucker for cute art supplies, but I'm trying to change my ways. This is my year of favorites. I'm using what I have. I am using my favorite things, and yeah, let's see. So this, I think, gosh, are there any instructions? I have used fountain pens before. I'm not a complete dilettante. No, maybe I'm a dilettante, but I'm not a complete newbie to fountain pens. So I think the way we want to fill these up, it does have a dropper bottle, but the way I've done fountain pens before is you stick the tip into the ink and then you screw it and then it kind of like vacuums it up. Hopefully that works. Let's see. Is it working? I don't know. I don't know. What have I done here? I don't see any ink in there. Hold on. Maybe I just didn't put it deep enough in. Oh, there we go. I'm probably making a mess, but there we go. We got ink in there now. Do I have it all over the place? Yeah, I do. Mission accomplished. Let's take a rag here. I stuck that in a little too far. I didn't do anything else to prep the pens because it didn't tell me to. So, I like the little storage case. I think it's awfully cute. Awfully cunning. Let's see how this writes. Oh, look at that. I totally, I had a sketchbook, like a, kind of like, I have these sketchbooks that they're not good. Well, they're fine. They're fine. I just don't like them very much. And so I've been like making it a mission to use them up. But actually, I think the paper in that sketchbook, I'm just going to grab it because I set it over here, is kind of crispy. It's for mixed media, so I think it'd be good for a fountain pen because it wouldn't have, got ink on my fingers. It wouldn't have like feathering, I don't think. All right, let's just see how this, oh, ooh, that's nice. That writes really good. Look at that. Hello. I'll write my name, Lindsay. Oh, do we get any flicks? Can we adjust our line weight? Not too much, maybe a little bit. Ooh, guys, this is nice. Now let's see, does our cap post? It does. It does, if you like to have a little more weight on there. I don't know. I have the world's worst penmanship, but hey, that's nice. Okay, let's see. How's the cap? The cap screws on. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. That's freaking adorable. Oh. Now there's only 3 colors. Dr. P.H. Martin only makes 3 colors in the ocean inks. So, you know what? Let me get a paper towel. Because, or just get a rag here. Get a rag because I have a feeling this is going to be messy. They only have 3 colors, but I'm just gonna, like, this is the only fountain pen ink I have, so I'm just gonna use it. So I didn't do anything. I've seen videos where people have like done all this stuff to prep their fountain. Ooh, I'm gonna shake this up. It looks a little chunky. I've seen videos where people like prep the fountain pens. Like I've seen people use a lighter and like say burning off some sort of like coating or factory grease. I don't know. I've never done that. But I've never had like really nice fountain pens. Maybe you have to burn really nice fountain pens. I have no idea. I have no intention of buying really nice fountain pens. The most expensive pen I ever bought was like back in the late 90s. I got a couple of them. They were $20 a piece. The first one was a fine, and I loved it. And the other one was one of the extra fine nibs, and I could never get it to work right. So I decided that extra fine nibs were not for me. I am not an extra fine lady. I'm barely a fine lady. I've made a royal mess. I'm so glad I grabbed a whole rag, because I think this is more than just what a paper towel would cope with. Now that red seemed a little bit chunkier. Maybe I should have added some water to it. Ooh, I don't know. Well, I guess if it doesn't flow out of the pen, I can empty it out and then I can add some water to it. I'm actually going to get a little rag with some water on it. This has been my week of like catching up with things and putting things to bed and getting things, you know, taken care of. Getting all my tax paperwork ready, I don't know when this video is going to go up, so you're probably thinking, Lindsay, it's July. What are you... I have no idea when this video is going to go up, but yeah, look at that. I mean, you can see all that residue. I probably should have... Yeah, this one's acting clogged. Okay, I probably should have done something to this. This doesn't seem right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it back. We're going to screw it back the other way and push it through the nib. Let's see where it's dripping out of. Oh. Friends, I don't know about this. I think I've clogged it. Might need to clean that out. I do have some pen cleaner. Yeah, I think that this got thick. Maybe I'll try writing with it. Maybe that was enough to just get things moving. But like, yeah, I should have known better. That does have a thickness on the dropper. So it probably needs to add some something into it. Maybe some water or something, because this is not writing as smooth. But I think it's the ink, not the pen. Alright, I'm going to empty it out. I'm going to table this. I think I need to thin that ink out. And I'm just going to try distilled water. Because like the ink is not coming out of the nib when I do. Oh my gosh, and it's thick. Oh, gross and bubbly. That's not right. All right, I'm gonna clean that. Let's see. I'm gonna put it in a little pot of water right now because that doesn't seem like that's the way it should be. We'll just let that hang out there. Let's see how the blue is working. I mean, we did the blue. Let's see how the black is doing. If it looks clumpy like the other one, then I am not going to use it. This is why you use your stuff. You don't let it sit for years. That seems to be good. So let's do it. I'm very optimistic. So the reason why I have these inks, actually, a few years ago, Dr. P.H. Martin reached out to me and asked if they could send me some things to try out. And they sent me the fountain pen ink. They sent me pretty much everything that they offer, I believe. And one of those things was this fountain pen ink, and I had some fountain pens, but it's kind of hobo. I use whatever. Does this have? I feel like there's a gap. Yeah, I've got like a gap of air in there, I think. I'm gonna try that again. no gap. Wipe off the plastic a little bit better. All right, let's give this a whirl. It's all right. It's not as smooth as that. Not as smooth as the blue, though. Oh, but I think it'd be fun to draw with. I don't like the little bit of a scratch. You know what? It was funny. These are Jinhao Sharks, and I looked at some old pens that I got that were like super budget. I got like 8 for like $8, and they were also Jinhao. Side to side, the flow is pretty good, but I'm getting a little bit of scratchiness. Was this because I didn't light my pen on fire? Just because I didn't do that? Maybe this one needs a little more pressure. This one seems the scratchier. Have you guys used these? Let me know. Was blue is the one that worked really well. Should I quit while I was ahead? Yeah, the blue is effortless. All right, let's go back to the red. I'm gonna get out my water bottle that's got nice fresh water in it. And has a nice fine tip. I'm just going to put a couple drops in there because this is kind of old. And I reckon that it's probably dried out a little bit, even though it's been capped up. Ooh. Let's give that a shakeroonie. By the way, this is not fountain pen advice. I am not knowledgeable in fountain pens, other than I just casually use them. This is just an experiment. There are lots of channels on YouTube that know all kinds of stuff about fountain pens. It would be much better to get your info from. This dropper seems to have like residual gunkiness on it, so I don't know. Luckily these are cheap pens, so if I want to experiment with watercolor inks, things like that, I don't think I would try like Dr. Peach Martin's Hydrus ink in there, but like the Radiant line. Although on the package of my Radiant inks, it says fountain pens as an option. But when I look at the website and the label on the ink itself, it just says airbrush, technical pen, brush, I think. So I don't know. I think this is... I feel like I want to just spray some water through this. I think I'm going to do that, actually. Let's pull our little cartridge out. Maybe I was supposed to just fill the cartridge and not put it through the nib. But we're going to just flush that out. Kind of. Oh. You know what? If I wanted to flush it out, I probably should have just drawn some up in the cartridge. That probably would have been the smart thing to do. Alright, let's just dump that out. Yeah. Let's do that. I need a little cup. Can never find... Oh, you know what? I'll use this. This actually is an ashtray. Isn't that funny? The funny things you find at thrift stores. Ooh, that's satisfying to look at, isn't it? Look at that. That's interesting. It looks like, I don't know, the beginning of True Blood. I don't know. Put this in a science fiction horror series. Art Supply Horror Show. Art Supply Horror Stories. I like vintage ashtrays, actually. I don't smoke, but I find ashtrays to be I don't know. And my parents didn't smoke either. It's just that I find ashtrays to be very funky and daring. Alright, let's give this another whirl. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm making the biggest mess with this. Red is my favorite color. It shouldn't be giving me grief, but you know what? I'm a Year of the Dragon. I'm a fire dragon, and it's a water dragon year, so that's what I blame. Alright, let's give this a try. If this doesn't work, well, I don't know. I'll probably clean it up and maybe try something else. I'm not one to give up. Alright, so it's a little bit better. Still scratchy though. Is there something I'm supposed to be doing? Very skippy, very scratchy. Like if I compare that to my cheapies, they just write so nicely right from the get-go and have so much ink in them. Like, that is so nice. And this is not very nice. Maybe I'll drop a little bit of water. Could that help, maybe? Maybe push a little ink through? I don't know. Maybe I wasted $18. Well, if I got one pen that worked, I got an $18 pen, I guess. Oh, here we go. Alright, now we are cooking. I guess maybe it just needed to have some ink flushed in and out of it. Maybe there was a clog. I don't know, but that is much better. Still not as smooth as my disposables. And I also got some preppy pens for Christmas with that you could refill or use. It came with extra inks, ink cartridges. I still like these the best. Isn't that wild? I mean, I like this to look like a cute shark. I mean, who doesn't love that? But all right, let's go back to the black. Let's see if let's see how that one's working. Let's try. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. But I'm wondering. Oh, let's put a little. I'm wondering if I do that trick here, I flush a little in and out with that. Ooh, look at that. I don't think I have enough water in there. I'm pretty sure I don't want air bubbles in there. I'm making a royal mess. Like I said, I'm just figuring stuff out. I don't know what I'm doing. It's fun to learn things, and I learn best by experimenting. Okay, so that is going much better. I think maybe that ink just needed to be thinned because it was older. Look at that. That's going well. Now I have some just liquid watercolors that are like the Radiance liquid watercolors I can put in the other pens. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I think I'm just going to see how these three do. And then maybe I'll invest in some actual fountain pen ink. So, I mean, this is a fountain pen ink. This is the Dr. Peach Martin Ocean fountain pen inks. If you have a if you have a recommendation for ink for these sharks, if you're just, maybe your recommendation will be Lindsay. They're cheap. They're for using whatever you want to use on them. They're not for fussing about. Tell me that. Tell me to go ahead and use the Radiance ink that I have. Tell me to use what I already have for liquid watercolors that aren't hydrous, obviously, or whatever I have for fountain pen, dip pen inks and stuff like that. The Winsor Newton drawing inks, it said they were not recommended for fountain pen inks. I did Google the brands that I had, just the lines that I had to see. But if you have a recommendation of a fountain pen ink you absolutely love, maybe you've tried them in these pens in particular and they're awesome, let me know, because I'd love to know. I will find my order that I made, and I will make sure to list exactly the one, and I'll write down what I got to in case I went out of stock and it shows you something else. I'll write down if it's the fine or the medium nib. I'm pretty sure it's fine. I know it's not extra fine, and I know it's not the feud nib. But yeah, I mean, that's fun. I want to try them out, and I want to put some other stuff in there, but I don't want to ruin them, so I'm going to wait to hear what you guys have to say. And I still like my disposable cheapies. I love those. They're great. But anyway, there's that. I hope you enjoyed this silly little video. Okay, I changed my mind. I decided that I'm going to try the Radiant inks in here. So, I mean, right here it says fountain. So, yeah, I swatched out the Snow White inks I had. I have this Jinhao cheapo with some brown ink, and actually just re-up the ink with some of the Radiant ink. I think I had Jane Davenport ink in there before. And I just put the tangerine ink. This is working great, actually. So I'm hoping it stays that way, because I bought these to use them, not to like let them sit in my drawer until I just finally get, I don't know, till I go buy the perfect ink. No, I'm not going to go buy ink. I'm going to use what I have. That's what the Year of Favorites is about. I love these inks. So I'm going to use them. Okay, and okay, so I've got those two blues, and I've also got this blue that I put in the darker blue. This is the Ocean. This is my really janky swatch. So I've got a light blue, kind of a turquoise, a kind of a true blue. I've got this ocean blue, and I want something a little bit different. I've got a lot of beautiful blue options here. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said that Dr. P.H. Martin's sent all of their products over that one time. Great stuff. Let's see, that's very similar to that, so I don't think I want to use that. Maybe like a Prussian blue color would be nice. Or a dark teal. Oh, Norway blue, let's try that. See what that looks like. Is that different enough for motion? Let me see. I think it is. I think it's different enough for motion. That's a really pretty color. I don't know. What do you think? I like that it's nice and dark. So, oh yeah, let's shake it up good. These are working really well, so I'm going to keep at it. Sorry about the water pump. That's story of my life. It's part of working in the basement. Probably should have the pump put in the well and not in the basement. So what I found that works really well for this is actually pulling up a little bit of ink. I don't think I have that in. Oh, you know what? It's like the, ooh, this pen is not fitting in. I'm telling you, it works so well until I get to filming. Why is that one? The other ones fit in there. Well, I might be using another blue after all. Let's see. I know, this is just so... Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at this juniper green color. This looks a little bit... Maybe I should go more like ultramarine blue color. I prefer that color though. That is pretty. Oh, what the heck. I can always change it. Oh, I just got a cat hair there. Let's see if this will fit in there. Ah, it does. See? Isn't that weird? Right, first I'm going to put the air out here. And drop some ink. I'm going to put it back. I don't know how much ink I got in there. But, what the heck, I can change it out. I can change it out. That's the thing. It's not like I am married to this ink the rest of my life. They're refillable. Drop the bottom of my pen on the floor. I'm not going to make you sit through all of this, but I thought I would share what I was going to do with the rest of these. Actually, I mean, that's what I had. Look at that. That writes great. That's what I had in mind. I mean, yeah, this is really similar to what I have there, but... Now, I have eyedroppers. I wonder if these could be eyedropper filled, but that seems so messy. I don't know. I think they can. I think they can be. I think I did read they can be eyedropper filled, where you like don't use the cartridge and you just fill the body of the pen up with ink. But I don't know. I hope that was the right one. It's a mess. It's a madhouse here, friends. Okay, what do we have next? Let's go for a nice lime green that's different from that. Let's see. Maybe I should go with the green that's a little bit more dark, but... Ooh. That's a little light, I think, but that is a pretty color. I don't think it would show up very well with a pen. Seems very thin. Oh, let's try this one. This one is chartreuse. That's like, that pen is definitely chartreuse colored. It's pretty close to the Snow White one though. Maybe I'll do something a little bit more like a brighter, more natural, that one's a maybe. That seems like it would be versatile. I also think a sap green would be nice. Got this grass green here. I wonder how that is to a sap green. April green. Oh, okay, that's the one. I like that, but oh, is that really close to what I already have? Let me see. I think that's pretty close to what I already have though, isn't it? Yeah, that's already pretty close to that. I think I need a different green. Calypso green. What's that? Ooh, that's pretty. That's really bright. But again, I don't feel like it's that different. So I think I'm going to go with the jungle green. Yeah, I think I will. If my pen fits in it. If my pen fits in here, that is. Let's set that there. And then I'm going to put these out where I can use them. I love that little case they come in, but a lot of times the cases just kind of, they get in my way, you know? I get the case. Did I get any in there? Oh, I screwed it the wrong way. I think sometimes you just get afraid of wasting ink. It's like, oh, what if I pick the wrong thing and I waste it and I have to put it back? Well, it's like, maybe I can remember what color. I can always go back to this video and remember what color it was and put it back in the jar. I don't know if that's a great idea. That might, like, breed bacteria. I don't know. I don't think it would take that long to use up these tiny amounts of ink. Oh, that writes well, and it is quite a bit different than that color. This one's more yellow, this one's more blue. Which might be confusing with the color of this shark, but I think it's fine. Alright, I'm going to continue on filling these because you're probably bored out of your mind, and then we'll come back and do some swatching at the end. So I came up with a solution to my pens not being able to fit into the jar. See, that doesn't fit in far enough for me to draw it up, so I call it an inkwell. Yeah, I actually had one of these sitting around. And then I can put my... Whoops, this one not... Oh, I was going the wrong way. Hold on, there we go. Push it backwards. Yeah, that fills it up really well. And then to... This is such a light ink. I don't know if I'll want to stick with this or not, but then to put this back in the jar, I just have to go like that, and it's not even messy. That's probably too light of an ink, but whatever. I'm gonna play with it. I'll see. Fancy, huh? That's probably what they use these things for. I would use it for dip pens, like putting out some ink and using a dip pen with it. But honestly, it's just been sitting in my drawer. I've hardly used it much at all the last few years, so I love it. I love using stuff that I otherwise would just kind of sit around and collect dust. So hooray, hooray. And this is a very light color, but it flows really well, so that's good. I've gone down the rabbit hole, guys. I ended up looking and finding all my old fountain pens, and I've just been filling fountain pens with these watercolor inks. I don't know. I did find out the ocean inks are actually waterproof, so that's kind of exciting. So I had an idea with this fountain pen. This one is one I never really liked very much, and it came with these little cartridges, and it never really flowed very well. So I just cleaned it out, and I'm going to try putting in this Norway blue. This is the one that I couldn't get the pen to dip into to fill. And then I thought, why don't I try eyedropper filling? I've never done that before, and I'm going to try it. I don't know how full I have to make it. Hopefully not terribly full. But then again, I guess if it doesn't work, you can always just dump it back in the bottle. I'm hoping this works and doesn't leak. I've never done this before. So, you know what? I'm just going to fill it up. Well, let's fill it up that much because I don't want to get it in the threads. And we'll see. We'll see how it works. I did have violet ink in here before. You know what? In some of these like pens that I couldn't get to work very well, I just think maybe I wasn't filling them properly or something, because everything seems to be working now, even some of the old finicky ones. I'll need to get through that violet stuff. I guess I didn't... Oh, there we go. It's like a magic pen. I don't know how... Oh! Huh? I just got a little bit of green in there some way. I must have drawn over some. Well, hey, it doesn't appear to be leaking, so that's good. Oh, wow. Oh, that's kind of cool. Boy, that's so much easier. Eyedropper fill. Nice. This was a cheapo. I bought this probably a decade ago from a big box store, and I think it was like $4 or something. So it's got a screw-on cap. That's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah, I'm just filling pens. I have this one here. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here. I don't have any gray ink that I know. Maybe I do in the other room. I'll have to go look. But I don't have any gray. There's no gray watercolors here. I guess I could water down some black, but I think I could think of something a little more interesting to do with this. Maybe I'll see if I have any silver. I don't know. I don't want to do anything that I think will clog. So I have this color here that's called Tapestry. It's that color right there. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a green gold color. So I'm thinking about putting that in here. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm still filling. We'll swatch everything later. What a mess. Look at this. I'm just having fun. I guess I'm not really teaching anything other than, you know, other than just like teaching you to live your best life and use your stuff and don't make it so freaking precious that you don't even want to, you know, create with it. That's a drag. This color's pretty. This mahogany, maybe I'll put this in one of those other smoky colored ones. Ooh, that is lovely. Let's see what it looks like when we... Oh yeah, that's pretty, isn't it? Let's try that. I'm going to wash the dishes afterwards, and that's going to get all this off my fingers, I think. This I think I had red ink in at some point, because I see some red in there, so that'll be fine. I'm going to flush this out. I'm not doing anything too fancy, honestly. Like I said before, these are Do I have ink in there still? These are Jinhao pens as well, and I got them for like $8 for a pack of 8, and I'm like, these are, a couple of them worked really well, and others didn't work at all, and I was just like, well, that's what you get for buying cheap pens. But I think, there we go. I think what it was is that I just didn't know what the heck I was doing. Shocking, I know, but you know, that's how you learn things, by trying things. This is not a tutorial. Actually, these bottles here, if you use, if you color your hair, if you use the Garnier Nutrice, they come with those developer bottles. I wash them out. They are so good for like filling up water brushes or just flushing pens out, all that sort of thing. Alright, I am going to clean out this guy too. I'm sure this is not very interesting. Ooh! Must have had like a little vacuum in there. I don't know if I've... Is that in there good? No, it's not there yet. Alright, I need to flush this, so I'm going to use my inkwell with some surprising floaty in it. I need a little more water than that. I think there's a little sharpener in that. Boy, what a mess. I think this color is close enough. I hope I have that in all the way. I know I don't. I think because I got some water in there, I'm going to have to clean that out with a Q-tip. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, she's clean enough, I think. Because I'm going to a fairly similar color. Hopefully this fits in there. Oh, it does. I think these are a little bit narrower. I like to do a little back turn and then draw it back up the rest of the way. That way I know that the ink has gone through the nib both ways. I don't know if that's the way to do it. If you've learned nothing today, it's that I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm using fountain pens, but hopefully, oh, that's pretty. Hopefully, it'll give you a little bit of courage to just play with your supplies, see what they will do. Experiment, hey. I think that maybe these pens were like extra fine or something because I struggled with them. But I'm not having as much trouble with them, honestly, this time around. I might jelly print on these swatch pages. Let me know. Let me know what I should. Let me know what I should. This is just a snap-on. The sharks you have to screw on. The other ones are snap-on. I've got a red and a blue left. Oh my word! I feel like. Oh, you know what? I have an ultramarine blue. I'd like to have an ultramarine blue pen. I think right here. There's also a violet or a purple that looked very ultramarine-y, but I think I used that in another one. Ultramarine. I think that would be really nice to have in this pen. Looks an awful lot like that. Is that what I have in here? Nope, that's not what I have in there. What did I put? Can I put that in here? This is going to be tough too. This is no, that's more of a turquoise. Okay, we're going to go with this. Or maybe it was what I put in the purple. Yeah, I can see I'm going to get confused. Nope, that's a different color. That's definitely more purple. Okay, this is a good new unique color that I'm going to use. Alright. Yeah, I had like totally written off these pens thinking they were junk. I didn't write them off all the way because they're still in my stash. So let's see, is this, maybe this has, we're going to bravely squirt out the ink. What is that? That's a blue. That's like an indigo kind of. I'm just going to Now I'm gonna push that in that. I'm gonna plunge the rest of that out. That's been in there for years. Alright, we're going to dump this out, get some fresh water, and I don't think I'm going to take it apart and flush it because I think it did just as well. Did just as well to do it this way, just to leave it together. Because I think you can get water in there and then it doesn't want to snap in place. It like takes up some of the space, and I had to go in there with a paintbrush and whisk out some of the water. Okay, now let's do the ultramarine blue. Hopefully it will fit. Making a mess, making a mess. I want to give this a shake. I can't remember if I shook it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Okay, so what we're going to fit in there, yes, these all fit in like champs. Which way am I going? This way. Gonna back screw it a little bit and screw it back up, make sure it's gone through the nib. Doesn't make a difference. I don't know. You're probably asleep. This is all these like random little studio videos I do, I just assume that people are sleeping. Ooh, that's alright. Alright, that's a pretty color. I like that. That is unique to what other things I have there. Oh boy. Okay, now I've got the final color that I don't know what I want to... Oh no, I have another red. Did I not fill this one? No, I haven't filled this one. What do I have going on here? I've got some red in there. I can see it, but it's probably dried. Let's give it a little clean and see what we get. Some dried ink in there because I am a sketchy hobo who doesn't know how to clean her supplies. Alright, I'm going to figure out what red I want to put in this. I got a couple more pens to fill, and then we'll swatch them together in a bit. I decided to go with magenta for this one because the scarlet, which is really close to this color body, is very similar to the one that I have in Snow White. These Radiant pens are not... they're not, these Radiant inks are not light fast, neither is the Snow White, I wouldn't think. The Ocean, the three colors of Ocean I have are light fast and waterproof, so those will be really fun to use. The rest of them are going to be fun just to play with, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know what, I think for this I might just put the Radiant Black in there because then I can wash it out. I can add water to it and do line and wash. Oh no, I don't want to do that because I have one in the Snow White already like that. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And then I have this Jane Davenport pen. I don't know what I have in this right now. Anything? Nothing. I have nothing in this. So this is another thing that I could fill up. I don't know. I don't necessarily have to. Maybe I'll just leave a few unfilled because in case I get a new ink I want to try. This one, I think, has ink in it. It's got a converter. Ooh, is it? I'm sure it is. Ooh, yep. It needs a good cleaning. But this probably has Indian ink for fountain pen India ink. This was one I spent some money on. Oh, I think this is actually, I think might be the extra fine nib. I can't believe it's actually... Wow, it's actually writing too. Ooh, that's exciting. That's exciting. It's kind of sticky. I wonder if that's just the finish on the, that, you know, sometimes the rubberized plasticky finish gets kind of weird and sticky after a while. I hope that's not the case, but... Oh, that's kind of fun. I thought for sure that was done. I don't, pen and ink sketch. That's all it says on there. This is a brush pen. This is kind of fun. This is, this, I don't think you can get anymore. It was from Ohuhu, and it came with cartridges that never snapped in right, but it had a converter that you could fill with whatever ink you have. And I think I have a waterproof fountain pen ink in here. Or maybe I have, probably could put like the Speedball black ink in. But I think it's got a cartridge. Yeah, it's got, oh, it's almost empty too. Yep, it's got a cartridge system. And it's just about empty. Yeah, it's completely empty. But this is a really fun one when you want to just do, when you want to do a brush pen instead of a fountain pen. So I'll probably fill that up with my, well, I could put the ocean ink in there, I suppose. I suppose I could. I like to use the, there's I think it's by Art Alternatives. It's a black ink that I like. It's a fountain pen waterproof black ink. So I don't know, totally forgot about this. It was sitting in my pen drawer. See, you know what? When you stop accumulating and you make yourself use what you've already got, you find all sorts of treasures. Alright, I'm going to clean up and then we can do some swatching for reals. Oh man, I was going through my drawer with all my fountain pens. I found these 3 guys that my sister gave me a birthday ago. But you know what? I think, now these have cartridges in them. I didn't realize that you could refill them. They've got cartridges in them, but I also think that you could eyedropper fill these if you wanted to. So, I should probably just take these upstairs and use them for fancy writing anywhere, but these are just like Uli, you can find them at like bookstores and stuff. Maybe I'll just put them in there for now. I don't know. This, I was actually thinking the box that these came in, maybe they're, yeah, I think they are. So if you've ever seen a palette garage for plein air painting, they have these like, these divided wells, and people would put like their oil paint in them, and then you'd put like maybe a piece of felt or a cotton ball with some clove oil, and you close it up and it would keep your paints good for a while. But I'm like, this, I could use this, I could put my paints there, mix there, have that in my pochade box for oil painting. I think that would be amazing. Or you could even do watercolors. I saw somebody in my critique club who was had something very similar like this. She made it with chloroplast, and she would have her watercolors like that, so she could get a big brush in there and drag it out to the middle for getting washes and stuff. So yeah, I think sometimes you just need to get stuff out of their boxes so they're not so precious anymore. I could use it to store these ones. I don't know. But let's swatch. I also found this, which was all the colored inks that came for the Jane Davenport pens. And I've got a converter there too. That's probably for one of those. I have 2 converters. 2 converters. Look at that. Yeah, the stuff you find when you start using your stash, I'm telling you. So let's swatch. Oh my goodness. I put this in some sort of order. This is kind of wild. I guess I'm kind of confused because it's like, how am I going to, oh my gosh, they just look pretty and happy. I don't know how I'm going to know what's in each pen. I mean, the barrel will kind of give me a bit of a clue, but I think that was like that mahogany color. But I'm really not entirely certain how I'm gonna know what's in everything. Some of you are probably rolling your eyes, being like, Lindsay, this is the most shameless exhibit of excess I've ever seen. And I do apologize if that's what you're thinking, because you're right. You're totally right. But I'm using it. This was sitting in a drawer, and I think I put sepia ink in here. That's black. And this is a black waterproof one. I'm going to put all my black waterproof things over there. This, I've already forgotten. I might need to put little stickers on these to figure out what I've got in them. Like a little bit of label tape or something. But let's just go through. Let's swatch. So that's Snow. I'm just going to do Snow White. That's the name of this pen. These are super cheap. I would highly recommend them to somebody who That's ocean ink in a shark. This is waterproof. It's weird getting used to some caps screw on, some caps don't. I'm not sure. Oh, this, you know what, that's a brown. Let's put that over with the neutrals. Look at this one here. Yeah, this is an unscrewed cap. No, it's not. This is... Oh, I think we did magenta. I'll just put JH for Jinhao. These are working better than they ever worked before. I think that I was filling the cartridge up and not dipping the nib, not having it all together. I was just filling the cartridge up, not sticking the nib in with the cartridge in it. Rookie mistake. This is a Snow White. I love to sketch with the ones that aren't waterproof and then like drag my pens around. I have a couple of videos on that if you're curious about it. These are just so freaking cute. This might be a little too pale. I might end up having to change this color because it's so pale. Or maybe I'll use it for like drawing in my sketchbook if I want to draw like a botanical, and then watercolor, and then the lines will just disappear, and then it's not light vesting, so it'll just fade away anyway. So cute. This is the shark. Oh, that's a gorgeous pink. Then we've got another Snow White pen. I have to say, I like the Snow Whites more than the Preppies. I have some Preppies upstairs I got for Christmas. The Preppies are refillable, but I think we'll be able to figure out how to... I did see somebody refilling these, and what they did was they somehow made a vacuum, like with maybe like a little tubing and some ink, and they were in it, would like drew the ink up into the thing somehow. But I'm wondering if maybe we could get the ends off. But there's so much ink in these, it's going to take forever to use that up. But then it'll be fun to experiment with, or you could use it as a dip pen, like a travel dip pen or something like that. So it's definitely, you know, if you used up a bunch of them, I bet if you called up your local school and said, hey, I've got, you know, 10 of these pens, can use them for dip pens, they probably would be more than happy. Let's see, this is a shark. I think this had the tangerine ink in it. These are working really well with those inks. I'm so glad I tried this and didn't like go wait and find and buy the perfect, quote unquote, perfect fountain pen ink. I think these pens here, I didn't know they were Jinhao until recently when I bought the sharks. I bought the shark, it's like jumping the shark. I think they're supposed to look like the Lamy Safaris maybe. Maybe they're like a knockoff of the Lamy Safaris, but they have Jinhao's name on them. The nibs look the same as the shark. And they say Jinhao on them, just like the shark. So this one's not going so well. That rusty color. I might have messed some of these up too, because when they weren't working very well, I was like trying to like, I was watching tutorials on how to make, you know, cheap pens behave, and they had like, some people were sanding the ends, so I could have totally messed up some of those. This might be way too light. You know, it might be too light, but I can always change it out, you know, there's no, that was lemon, I can always put it back in the thing and get something else, or just use it up and get something else. I don't think it holds a, ooh, that's pretty. I don't think it holds like a ton of ink. So it seems like it wouldn't take too long to get through it and try something else. It's not like the bottles have gone down a lot. This is the one that eyedropper filled that I'm a little nervous about. I just had it lying on its side and I already see some ink kind of pooling there, so this might have been a terrible idea. It may have been. I got some Q-tips out to clean up, but I'm gonna have it upright in a. This was bought it at a store that shall not be named. That was the ultramarine blue. Is that what we put in that one? No, Norway blue maybe. It's still fleshing out some of. That's weird. Because I think it had violet in it, and I put a blue in it, but huh. That's weird, but I'll be putting that upright. But luckily it has a screw top, so I'm feeling okay about eyedropper filling that. This one is Snow White. This one is a Jinhao, not shark. See how some of these ones don't write as well as the sharks? I think I might have done something to them, or maybe they were just really cheap and not that great. I'm not sure, but I don't think I knew how to fill them up properly, and then I think I messed them up a bit, so. So c'est la vie, we live and learn, right? Don't beat yourself up about mistakes you make when you're learning. That doesn't do you any good. Learn, do better. And for God's sake, don't take any of my fountain pen advice. Ooh, she's leaking a little bit. Let's clean that up with... Is she... Yeah, I don't think leaving these on their side is the best plan of action. Oh, it's probably not leaking. You know what? It probably just didn't clean it very well when after I picked up the ink. I'm betting that's it. Probably should make a point to so the caps don't get stuck on. I think it's one of those things where like these are going to work pretty well as long as I use them frequently. Well, you know what? I bet I want to do this color next. Oh, pretty colors. It is really fun to sketch if you're going to watercolor over them too, because then the sketch will just go away. It'll absorb. This is a shark. Oh, that's a nice, actually it's not ultramarine blue, it's almost like a phthalo blue. I like the Jinhao pens though because they're comfortable to hold. Oh, this one's writing pretty well, I think. I think some of these Jinhao ones have a thicker nib because I might have sanded them down thinking that was going to help them flow better. And I didn't know what I was doing. I want to keep saying that so nobody takes anything that I'm saying here as like, Lindsay said, and I ruined my pens. Those color, the Snow White's very close to that color there. Probably didn't need to do both of them. Oh well. We live and we learn. This is a shark. And this purple is also very similar. I'd write things, but my penmanship is atrocious. And this Snow White purple is a little bit more of a pinky tone to it, so that's why I went with a more blue tone for the one I filled. Very pretty. Alright, now let's look at our neutrals. We've got this brown. I think, is this one sepia? No, I don't think it's sepia. It's a little too rich. It's just kind of like autumn brown or something. I'm never gonna remember. This would be permanent ocean black. Let's keep that with the permanent ones. I think this is sepia. That's such a nice color. That'll be fun to sketch with and then do ink wash. That one is more of a sanguine color, but not even totally. I'm just going to put white pen. I didn't want to try white ink. I have some Higgins white ink, but that stuff is so disappointing. I didn't want to bother with it. I think this one might be like that mahogany color. And I might get rid of some of these that are just kind of like not great to write with. The sharks seem to be a lot better than those, the Jinhaos that look like the Lamey. Yeah, that's so scratchy. I think that might be on the cutting block. I'm just going to write that thing down in case I do decide to get rid of it. I might want to save the ink. Maybe that's false economy, probably. This is the Snow White, black. And then these are all waterproof blacks. So this is the Ohuhu pen. I actually just refilled it in the other room with my, I think it's Art Advantage pen and ink. And I think this is probably Art Advantage from like the late 90s, which was much nicer than what they offer now, it seems like. But the Art Advantage waterproof fountain pen ink seems to be, oh yeah, I like that. I don't think they still sell this pen. I'm pretty sure they don't, but I just want to write that with waterproof ink. Oh, I need to use that more. That's a joy. And it's got a nice weight to it. It feels like really high quality, so it's really a shame they're not selling that anymore. Maybe I'll see if I can find it, or find some company that is selling it, because Ohuhu did a lot of private labeling. This one is old. This probably still needs a good cleaning. I didn't add anything to this. This needs to be refilled. And this needs to be cleaned and refilled. We're not even gonna do that. This one is Jane Davenport. I think I refilled this recently. I did, but you know what? She's not very happy right now. Maybe if I clean it a little bit, just do a fast. This pen actually usually works pretty well, but I like to use that waterproof fountain pen ink in it, and that's not its favorite thing to be left. I'm going to give it a little bit of a push to get the ink flowing. Has one of the cartridges with a slider on it. I like those too. I feel like I'd get less air when I use that. But you know, you just can't leave your pen. I don't know. It seems to me you can't leave your pens for too long. Yeah, I think that really needs a good cleaning, but that's what's in there. And then this is the Ocean, the Black Ocean, which I'm really excited to use. I didn't realize that was a, oh my god, that one's working the best. All right, there we have it. And I can take a brush, and I can see that, whoops, the Ocean. That one's not going to be waterproof. This one will be. Oh, this is just mixed media paper. That olive would be pretty for drawing botanicals. Ah, look how good that one dilutes. I know I should be rinsing my brush between each one. Oh, you know what? That must be the other one, the other permanent one with the Ocean. Because it didn't, that one had residual ink from the previous color, not its own ink smearing. It's funny how some colors, even though they're all watercolor, some are more, oh, I love that sepia. Some are more, what do you want to call it, reactive than others. Ooh, what colors does that split to? Does it split? I found some elegant writers too when I was looking through that drawer, and I had some requests for tutorials with them. So I should leave these out too so I can work with them, because these guys are interesting. You can draw with them, but then when you add water to them, they split into red and pink and green ink, which is really kind of fun. You can kind of see it there a bit. Instead of them being like a black ink, they're actually pink and green. Does that show up? I don't know if that shows up on camera or not, but that's kind of fun. That's something to work on. I think I'm going to go supper and clean up my mess later, but that's where I'm going to leave you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of crazy, but yeah, it's just kind of a studio sesh. Hanging out in the studio. I think I'm going to call this studio sesh. I'm going to do a series of these videos because I've just been playing with stuff lately, and I don't know, maybe someone will find it interesting. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy these. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye! Bye!